Hey everybody, so this is a super interesting big drop from the open source community. It's a product called SuperDuperDB, and it's got an Apache 2.0 license, and it was just updated like a few hours ago. And today's the first time that I've seen it. It looks like it's been being worked on for a while, so I don't know when the initial release was, but they have a whole slew of stuff associated with SuperDuperDB. So starting off with the GitHub. GitHub's probably the first place to start because they have everything and they have the links to everything. So they have the docs, blogs, use cases, live notebooks, community apps, Slack, and YouTube. So they have all of this built out. And then I'll go over the docs next. The docs is really nicely built out, but so is this GitHub README. So just going through the README itself gives you kind of a description of what the product is, why you want it, supported data stores, which is key. So MongoDB, Amazon S3, MySQL, anything SQL related, Google BigQuery, Oracle, SQL Server, anything related to Python, so PySpark, Pandas, Polars, DuckDB, kind of like so all the big DBs. And then supported frameworks, of course, PyTorch and Transformers, and then scikit-learn, of course. And so anything that you would need here. And then they also support, they have a lot of like built out pre-integrations for OpenAI, of course, and then also Cohere and Anthropic. But then any model that you want, you can attach and utilize with SuperDB. And then so it's pretty straightforward. Here's the logic. So you just have your developer API, and then that connects directly to SuperDB, and then your SuperDB extracts data, and then it brings it out into an application layer, both the front end and the back end. So very straightforward. They've got a lot of featured examples. So text to image search, text to video, question the docs, semantic search engine, classical machine learning, and cross framework transfer learning. So just envisioning this just straight up, right? So you have Amazon S3 bucket, and it's got who knows what is in there, right? You don't even know what's in your S3 bucket. Connect a LLM model directly to it. First thing that you can ask it is, hey, what exactly is in this S3 bucket? Start doing text. Is there video in there that you can question the videos? You can do video search. You can question the documents specifically. Hey, what is in this document? What is this document about? Etc. Dive very deep into your database documents, whatever you want, just straight from go there. Installation is pretty straightforward, really simple. They have all of this set up for running in Jupyter notebooks, so it's all just adding code. They have if you want to add Llama 2 directly to it, they give you the code right here. Very straightforward. They have a lot of code that they give you. So if you want to implement this in any way, they give you all of the code need. I mean literally all the code. So we'll start like this is the documents that they have for this, and this whole entire documents that they built out is for SuperDuperDB. I've seen enterprise documents or products released with less documentation than what this has. So this is amazing, just overall with the documentation, everything that you're looking. I mean, quick start guide, installation, data integrations, AI integrations, fundamentals, a complete walkthrough. They try to give you every single thing that you need. Start here, like I mean, every step of the way from exactly everything that you would need to set this up. And then just giving you a heads up, like the very next thing that you'll need from this, and it's something that I haven't showcased a lot on my channel, is because I don't like running things locally, honestly. But so all of their examples and everything that they have, you have to run in a Jupyter notebook, and then just really simple. But once you open Jupyter notebook, they have everything that you need. These are all of the examples that they have for the model. So chat with your database, multimodality search, multimodal search, SQL examples, transfer learning, vector searches, and then voice memos and voice searches. And then also too, they have kind of examples, like these are very specific examples that they give from the GitHub repository. So an example of search within videos with text. We have our example here in this local notebook, and I honestly really don't like running things locally, but so you can see here it's pretty straightforward. Just the pip install SuperDB, SuperDuperDB, and then the IPython, and then from IPython there's some extractions of Pillow and OpenAI Clip. So this is using and connecting to OpenAI and using APIs there. And then from SuperDuperDB, doing some imports. This is connected to a MongoDB database. They want you to, they have a test URL, so it's all mocked up as far as the URLs there. And then just doing, this is all of the encoders for the video search, encoders, creating the clip model, vector index, and then you just start the video from where you want and then get your questions answered. So straightforward as far as that. Question the docs is a lot easier to set up. Just up front, you have your introduction and then the type of documents, prerequisites, pretty straightforward. Connecting to the data store, loading the data set, and then additional instructions for other models that you would want to use, and then OpenAI. There's a whole slew of instructions for OpenAI, it appears. And see, this is why I don't like running things locally honest. It just giving my honest opinion on this. Like this cell right here, like that's a big cell to run, and I wouldn't run the OpenAI version of it anyway. I would go through this, but like there's a lot going on in this cell. That's a lot. I don't know what all that cell does. It would take a long time to go through that. It's the database object information. But so you get kind of the idea here, and then they have the README, and then so you can run all of these notebooks specifically within Docker, and then so you can utilize and run everything if you want to directly from Docker and Jupyter, and then get everything that you would want there. I'll leave links to the description of this in the description for this video, specifically the GitHub. Again, the GitHub is the best place to start. And then I'll end this video I was really big on technologies like this about a year ago, like building out like database improvements and CRM improvements, etc. And the thing I realized was that there are going to be people that are going to build this stuff out, and they're going to build it out open source and for free. There's going to be two ends of this, basically. It's the way that I see it. People like SuperDuperDB that are going to be releasing this all for free, and then on the other end, players like specifically like Salesforce in this instance would be the big one that I would bring up, are already well aware of anything that you can do in this space. So the enterprise space is carved. Like it's you're not going to compete with Salesforce. Like just no one is, right? Like so that's like there's no even point in trying to broach that end of it. So then you go to the lower end, and then the very first thing that I noticed immediately with this lower end is that SuperDuperDB, these guys released this Apache 2.0, right? Like these guys could be instant millionaires if they had held on to SuperDuperDB, if they had marketed this out right, etc., right? Like not released it under just full out released it. But I noticed early on, people are not going to take that route with this stuff. Like there's going to be someone willing to release SuperDuperDB for free into the open source community, no matter what. So if you invest any eggs or all of your eggs into a basket like this, someone's going to come in and release SuperDuperDB right underneath your nose. So for me, I'd rather than be committed and pot committed to a product like this and then being mad when a product like SuperDuperDB comes out, I'd just rather stay away from all of these spaces personally. And so that's kind of the approach that I'm taking. That's why to me, all of this is interesting, right? I don't have a stake in any of this that anyone is going to upset as far as monetarily for me. So it's all of it is just I'm driven by the research of it, and then so I'm fascinated by products like SuperDuperDB. Been waiting for something like this. I'm super excited to use it. So thank you very much. Again, I'll leave the link to SuperDuperDB in the description of this video. And if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.